Hi guys, hope you are well and welcome back to my channel, and hello anyone that is new. My name is Ellis, I am a mum of 2 boys and I'm going to jump straight in today. I am sharing with you my Amazon favourites. Now I actually filmed this video a couple of months ago and then scrapped it because I was so darn hot in the summer that I just looked like a bleeding hot mess. So I scrapped that video and I didn't actually publish it. But I'm back today. I still feel really hot today. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's really horrible outside right now. It's really gloomy and foggy, but it's still really hot. And I feel like wearing a black tights and boots and a top and a pinafore dress, I'm just way too hot in this. But anyhow, moving on, I wanted to share with you, it was 15 and then I thought actually I wanted to add one more in, so now it's 16, but my top favourite Amazon products that I absolutely love. Now the categories that I have for this are cleaning, household, and then there's one baby item as well that I had to kind of include in this because it's a massive favourite. Now these are all things that I use all the time. You will always see me using them in cleaning videos and they're always around my home and they're just firm favourites of mine. And I've also tried to pick items that you may not have seen before either. Like, some of these, yes, you would have seen, but a lot of them you may not have seen, and so I feel like you're just going to get a new variety and a new idea of some of the things you can get on Amazon and how much of a bargain they are. Now, just as a little disclaimer before we start, obviously I've purchased all these, I'm not working with Amazon or anything like that, but these are all items that I've purchased off Amazon in the last few years, so if you want to see what I've got, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to start off with something that a lot of you have commented on in my cleaning videos, and you were just like, what is that? What are you using? Where did you get it from? And it's this. Now this might look like nothing, and I tell ya, it's not really much. It's just a bit of plastic, but this is called, I want to call it a scraper, I think that's all you call it. This is a scraper and it is a godsend for cleaning, especially if you have very messy children, but it can be used for all sorts. Now, the reason why I picked this up is because I was fed up of Klayton having Weetabix and hoops and him dropping them on the floor and they dry in, and then once they've dried in, they're so hard to clean up off the table unless I'm proper scouring away at the table and kind of taking all the top lacquer off of it and stripping it back. They're really, really hard. So I use this scraper, and you would have seen me using it in my cleaning videos. I literally just scrape along and it pulls everything up really, really quickly and really, really easily. I like to spray a bit of spray on it first so it wettens and loosens whatever's there with like a method spray or whatever it may be. But yeah, this is dirt cheap. When I bought it was £1. I think when I looked the other day it was like £2. But even still, it's super cheap and it's so effective. So I thought I would share this with you because I'm sure you guys are going to love using this. It is just so handy. Now, moving on, I had to include this one, and I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but it is a firm favourite in my home. I remember I purchased like 2 or 3 of these in a pack years ago now, and I've still got them. I've still got so many of them because I bought multi ones at the time, not realising how they actually worked. But it is this, it is the DishMatic. Now, I love these. I'm sure you've all seen them before, but they come with removable sponges. When I first purchased these, I didn't realise that the sponges were changeable. That's why I purchased 3 of like these bits. My favourite one is currently downstairs. It's currently full up and it's a pink one. I think it was like a breast cancer special one. And when I saw it, I had to pick it up. But you can get these ones. This one's green, and you simply literally lift this bit up and pop in fairy washing up liquid into here, and then you can wash as you go. Now, I am a massive avid lover of the dishwasher, and I found that since I've had one of these the last few years, it has just made my dishwashing decrease as such. Some days I will literally just hand wash everything, and bigger pots and pans, instead of putting them in a separate wash, I'll wash them. And I find that instead of plates building up or bottles and things like that I don't put in the dishwasher, instead of them building up on the sides during the day, I literally give them a quick wash. It's so easy. It saves me wasting a whole sink of water on like one small baby bottle as well. So I find these really handy. So if you haven't tried these, I would definitely recommend because they make cleaning and washing up a lot easier. Okay, so my next item you can't physically see. I couldn't bring it up to my bedroom for fear of leaking product everywhere, and it's super big, so it wouldn't have fitted on camera in this little tiny screen with me. However, it is my Aegis Mop. Now, again, this is a product that I've had for years. I absolutely love it. I recently had somebody ask me how I would clean laminate floor, and I have LVT in both of my bathrooms, which is a luxury vinyl tile, so it's laminate flooring as such, but vinyl. And I've had laminate flooring in the past, and I find this Aegis Mop is a spray mop. So you literally pop Zoflora, well that's what I do, I generally put Zoflora into the mop, but you can put any cleaning product solution or just water if that's what you fancy, and you literally pop it into the bottle, pop it into the mop, and then you spray away. And the reason why I love this for all floor types is it doesn't drench the floor like a conventional mop, which I find is absolutely amazing. A lot of mops can obviously drench a floor, they're soap, they take ages to dry. The Aegis Mop is just perfect, it works so quickly and efficiently, and the reason why I love the Aegis Mop so much is purely because this is my second one I've had now. It did break, but I had it for like 2 odd years before it actually broke, and I've heard of like the cheaper ones breaking a lot sooner, so I am a massive Aegis fan. And when mine did break, Aegis was so handy in getting me a replacement out because it was a fault with the product itself. So I would definitely recommend paying that little bit more. Definitely helps and can kind of guarantee you longevity of the product. Okay, so my next item, some of you may not have seen before, and Klayton thought it was a toothbrush, but it's this. Now, they actually call it a Turbo Scrub Mini. Sorry, I'm looking at the packaging down here. Now, this has been an absolute godsend since I've had this. I was randomly going through Amazon a couple of months ago and came across this little beauty, and I was like, what is this? This looks really interesting. Anyhow, it's a little scrubby electric toothbrush, and that's the only way I can describe it. And basically, you turn it on, and this bit turns, and basically I like to use this for the grout in my bathrooms and around my sink and the plug holes in my sink and any sort of areas that are really hard to get into. So you may have seen in a recent cleaning video of mine, I think it was in my Instagram controls my cleaning routine video, and I featured that in there, and I featured this using it in my washing machine because it kind of just gets into all those nooks and crannies that are really hard to get into. And it was a really reasonable price. I think it's like £10 or something like that. You put batteries in the bottom, and basically I find this is really good for, like I said, the grout in my shower and all those sorts of things. I literally spray some kind of Astonish mold and mildew spray in there, let it sit there for a while, go in with this, rub it over with a sponge, and it's gone. Like, honestly, it saves me any hard back breaking work, which is why I loved it so much. And it comes with 3 heads, so you've got the large brush, a medium brush, a corner brush, and a soft brush. And I've only used one of them at the moment, and this one just seems to be doing the trick. It is so cheap and it makes life so easy. So if you haven't got one of these, I will link it below for you, because these are going to make your cleaning life so much easier, quicker and efficient. So the last little cleaning thing that I'm adding to the list is these. Now, these look a bit crazy, and no, they're not to wear on your hands, they're to wear on your feet. You may have seen me use them in a cleaning video a little while ago, and I tend not to use these all too often, only when I'm in a really quick rush to get the floor dry, because if I may have visitors coming over, or I know the boys are going to be home and I don't want it being left smeary, because if any of you haven't watched any of my other videos, I have porcelain white gloss tiles, and they can smear and footprints will show if you don't get them dry and you don't leave it to kind of air dry as such. So these are Mop Slippers. Again, I think I paid £1 or so for these, and it was actually one of my viewers that told me about these so many months ago now. I think it was more in the winter months when it was a lot colder and the floor just wasn't drying as quickly, and I love them. You literally pop them on your feet. They've got microfiber pads, and then normally what I do is I spray with my mop and then go around and dry these afterwards, and it saves any streaky marks being left on the floor. They're super cheap, they're microfiber like I said, so it means that kind of they really buff out really well. I don't use these as much in the summer, but no doubt now winter's coming, I'll be using these a lot more to get my floor dry. Okay, so now I'm moving on to household goods, and I have been asked about this product so many times, and that's what actually gave me the idea of making this video, and then I made it and I didn't, and I did say to you guys there would be a video coming on this item very, very soon. But I have so many questions about this, and it is this. Now, this just may look like an Amazon Echo, and I'm not going to bore you. I was going to include, we have the Amazon Plus or Echo Plus, or the Dot. The Echo Plus and the Dot, that's what this is. So this is the Dot, but we have both of them, and I'm not going to include them. Like, we've got one in the bedroom, one downstairs. We've had them for ages. I love them. They operate our lights, music, all sorts. So I'm sure you guys know all about that, but they're just a standard Amazon feature. But what you were so curious about, and what so many of you have spotted in my cleaning videos, is this little white holder. Now, these come in so many different colours, and I got them from Amazon. It was £15, and they are amazing. It means instead of these dots being left on a table with like wires trailing and stuff like that, it means I have easy access to this, and I can put it in a plug socket at height level. So this goes in my kitchen, and I love it because it means that I can mute her when Klayton tries to change her over at dinner time. It also means I've got easy access to turn her down, and because she's more at my level, she can actually hear me a lot better. I'm referring to her as a her because it's an Alexa, but I know it's just an Echo Dot. So ignore that. But basically, it clips in really easily, as you can see. It gives you like a little mini wire instead of the big wire, and you literally pop it in, pop the plug in as well, and then you literally plug it straight into your wall. It's so easy, and I think these were like 14 or 15 pounds. Again, I'll link it below for you. But these have saved my life. Instead of having wires trailing everywhere, I'm all for simplicity and hiding those cables. Okay, so the next item I'm going to share with you is something that I've now bought twice over, and it's this. It is a Q&A a day book. Now, I love these. It comes with 365 questions over 5 years, and there's 1,825 answers, it says, and it's basically a 5-year journal. Now, I love these so much, and I've literally just picked up my second one of these. So I've had this for quite a while. What would that be, like 5 years? Yeah, it'd be 5 years, wouldn't it, really? I must admit, I have missed out quite a few of the dates in my old one. I kind of forgot about it. But when I kind of get back into a rhythm, I really enjoy using these. And basically, there are all sorts of questions. So it starts on the 1st of the year. Mine only started a couple of days ago again. So here's mine from the 2nd. Oh, from the 2nd and the 3rd of September. And basically, it asks you so many questions, and you basically have like a whole page, and every year over 5 years you put in your answer, and it's just a great way to see how things change. So from the 2nd of September, the question that it actually was, and I'm not even lying, was, is your home or apartment clean? Sums up me perfectly, right? So my answer was yes, although lots of baby bits from the loft, cleaning for YouTube, and I kind of just put things that remind me of what I'm doing in that year. So obviously at the moment we're going through the transitional stage of changing Parker's clothing and stuff like that. So I wanted to remember that, and obviously I wanted to remember that cleaning is such a big thing for me, and it's what made me be able to kind of carry on my journey on YouTube and things like that. So I wanted to remember that. And then yesterday's one was, where have you found evidence of a higher power? Now, this has been something that's quite prevalent with me recently, and I believe that there's a lot more going out there, and I'm quite heavily focused around the law of attraction now and bringing a lot of good things to you. And it's just kind of something that's really, really dominant to me in my life at the moment. So I put the law of attraction in there, and I also put about social media. I find it so capable of brainwashing, which it can be, and I just find it so overwhelming at times, and I just feel like I wouldn't necessarily say it's a higher power as such, but it's definitely something that has the capabilities of doing so much. So that was kind of my personal aspect and the way that I perceived that question to be, and I included that. But there's so many good questions in here. If you could have a superpower just for today, what would it be? So I think for today, I think I'd pause time a little bit longer. It's my day on my own at home without either of the boys. They're both at school or nursery even, and I think I'd just make it a little bit longer, so I had some time to do what I want to do instead of just working all day and stuff like that. But at the same time, I do miss them, so pros and cons. But I love this. I purchased this off Amazon. I think Adam actually purchased the first one for me because I wanted it really badly. It was a present. And then, yeah, I've carried on with these, and I absolutely love them. They're just a really good thing to look back at in years to come, and I love how it's like all gold leafed, and yeah. So the next question, I have had so many, no, scrap that. The next product I have had so many questions about. Every time I post up an Instagram story, quite a bit, I get questions about this, and I wanted to let you know that they're from Amazon. Hopefully I can kind of guide you in the right direction with this now, and it is my LED TV light. Now, they look like this when they arrive. They come in like a little reel like this, and they basically change the colour of my TV. Now, I don't have the controller to hand. Just checking to see if Adam might have it. Yeah, so I don't have the controller to hand, but I wanted to show you how easy it was to get such an amazing effect. So basically the controller, you can change the colours on it, and you can have it going through the colours. You can have a strobe effect and really kind of make it like a mini disco party room if you wanted to. Or you can have it one relaxing mood colour or something a bit more vibrant. It really is down to you and what you fancy. But they look like this. They are so easy to put up. These are spare ones that I've got. These are meant to be going on my TV, and we've lived here a year now, and they're still not on my upstairs TV. And the postman's just been. These aren't on my upstairs TV yet. I'm waiting for Adam to do them. But they are basically done via a little connection thing like this. I believe they're USB or something like that, but they just plug into the back of your TV through this little thing here. And then they have like double-sided tape. I don't know how well you can see this, but they've got double-sided tape on them. And basically you literally peel the double-sided tape off, you peel it round, and I'll insert some shots of how it actually looks when it's on the TV, like behind it and stuff like that. You literally peel it round, pop it on, connect them up, and it's done. They're so easy to do, and they work really well for us. And like I said, they run off your TV, so you don't have to worry about like batteries or plugging them in anywhere else or anything like that. And I love these, and I find them really effective to give that a really nice ambience when you're watching TV or a film or anything. Okay, so the next thing you may have seen again in another previous video that I did, I think it was in my organising under my kitchen sink video, and the reason why it's off is because if any of you follow me over on Instagram, and I will leave my handles on the screen so you can go on over and check me out, and because I'm on there on a day-to-day basis sharing lots of my life and opinions and sharing lots of my day-to-day things that's going on and products I love and all sorts of bits like that. So if you want a more personal side of me, I guess, then head on over to my Instagram. But you would have seen that I've had my kitchen sink changed so many times and it still needs to be changed. And when they did it the time before last, they actually tore this down, so I need to go and get some more sticky back tape. They were ruthless. They had to take everything out, cupboards and shelves and all sorts. So this came off, but it is this. It is a carrier bag holder, and I absolutely love it. Now, as you guys may know, there are lots of them you can get. I think I had one from IKEA and the pound shop for years now, but I love this one so much because it actually applies via sticky back tape. Double-sided tape, sticky back plastic, I don't know, tape, double-sided tape. It applies by double-sided tape onto your wall or onto your door or wherever it may want to be. So I put this in the door to kind of hide it away, and you literally pop all your carrier bags in here, and it's a really easy and efficient way to store your carrier bags. I know there's obviously the conventional ones that you can sit like in the cupboard, but I always normally find they get pushed to the back or they fall over, and having this on a door makes life so much easier, and they just work so much better. And the tape was really strong that came with it as well. And again, this wasn't that expensive, it was super cheap. So again, I'll link this below for you, but it's just a really handy, effective way to organise things. Okay, now the next product I've had for such a long time now, and it is this. It is a diffuser. Now you would have seen this in one of my videos, God, last year, or maybe even before that. Yeah, last year it would have been. It was in like an evening routine video, and at the time I was using this in Klayton's room, and it's a diffuser, and it does exactly that. It diffuses essential oils as such, which is what I put into them, into the air, and I use this for lots of different reasons. So at the time I was using it in Klayton's room when he was a lot younger and he was still in a cot, to really kind of soothe him. I also use it loads when the boys have colds, or if I have a cold myself, I use this loads to kind of put certain essential oils in that will help the cold. And I also do it to fragrance the room, so it also lets off a really nice scent in the room. And I also have been using it loads recently in my bedroom, which is what reminded me to actually share this with you. I've been using this loads because you will see a video coming up, or I may have already posted it, I'm not quite sure, but you will see a video about how I am scared of the dark, and not so much the dark itself, but just what's outside. And this helps me. I put in lavender, there's all sorts that you can put in them. I've got loads of essential oils. So you literally fill it up with a little bit of water and pop these oils in, and a little bit goes a long way, that's for sure. So I have got bergamot oil in citrus. I've got ylang ylang. I have got lavender, more lavender, peppermint. What's in here? I think there's grapefruit in here. Let's have a look. I've also got grapefruit, that one's nearly all gone. Lemon is amazing, so is grapefruit actually, eucalyptus and another grapefruit. And I love those essential oils, and it really helps relax me of an evening. So I would definitely recommend one of these. It's kind of so multifunctional, so not only does it make your house smell really good, but it can also help with colds and soothing and all sorts like that. And just maybe do a bit of research into these, because this was really cheap. Like I said, the oils can be expensive, but a little does go a long way, and I love these. And this one's colour changing as well, so when Klayton was little, it was also like a mood light in his room, which really helped him to go to sleep as well. Okay, so the next thing, again, I've had for absolutely ages, and I don't know if any of you would ever really see me use it, because it's something that goes behind the camera quite a bit, and I use it on not only my phone but also on my Canon G7x when I'm filming if the lighting is really bad. And it is this. It is a little mini ring light. I'm hoping it's still working. Yes. And basically you turn it on like this. It has 3 different like power, strength settings. I don't know how well you can see that, it's not loading very well on the camera. I can kind of see the reflection, so I'm going to turn it off. But basically what you do is you clip it to the top of whatever you're doing. So if I was taking a picture of myself, I could clip it to the top of my phone like so, turn it on, and then I could take a picture of myself like this and it would just give me really, really good lighting. So I use this, like I said, on my Canon G7x, and I think this was only a couple of pounds as far as I can remember. It really wasn't expensive at all, and it just clips on like that. It's super, super easy. Obviously it kind of goes on anything that's kind of got that much of a gap, and I love this. This just stays in my handbag generally. You may have seen me include this in my what's in my handbag video, but yeah, I love these, and they're so easy, so cheap, and they really, really help with those lighting to get good pictures. Okay, the next thing I want to share with you, I don't physically have to hand anymore, but this is really going to help for anyone that is moving, in the process of moving, or in the process of changing their blinds. And it's Blackout Blinds that I purchased from Amazon. Now, I was a bit gutted because we moved down to Devon, and when we moved down to Devon, we moved into a new build property and we had no blinds or anything like that. And we wanted some shutters to go up, and the shutters took quite a while. So they were on an 8 to 10 week delivery, and we didn't come in and measure up before and get them on order. So we had to wait that time. So we didn't get them when we moved in the September, and we didn't get them until just before Christmas. So we had a long time in the home without them, and I wasn't really a big fan of putting newspaper up at my windows or cardboard boxes or sheets or anything like that. So I purchased these Blackout Blinds. Now you can get them in black or white, but the black were more kind of opaque, I think that's the word. And I basically stuck them to all of the rooms that we were in. Now I believe that you get, I want to say that you get 6 in a pack, but again I'll leave the link below. And they were actually really local, and they were based back down in London, and I should have picked them up because they were literally down the road from where I could have picked them up from. I could have easily gotten there, but I didn't, silly me. I didn't even know they existed at the time until I googled and researched what I needed. But they're basically Blackout Blinds. They had kind of like this concertina thing, and they came with little clips, which means you could fold them up in the day and then pull them back at night. They were completely blackout, which meant that no light came through, so they were perfect for the boys. And they literally had sticky back plastic along the top, so you literally stuck them up straight onto the window ledge, and they literally covered the whole area. And in our rooms we had like 2 of them overlapping because all of the windows were quite wide, but they were amazing. They were super cheap, and I would definitely recommend if anyone's moving, you should check them out because they were a godsend to us in those few months. Okay, so the next item I want to share with you is if you are going on holiday and you are the person that gets bitten all the darn time, because that is me. I get bitten like anything, and I always have to have like the deepest, extremist insect repellent. I always have to have it. If not, I will get bitten alive. I remember when I went to Egypt years and years and years ago now, I didn't wear it. I wore it all holiday, and then the last night that we was going home, we was only outside for half an hour waiting for our coach, and I got 18 gnat bites on that way home, just on that little area that we was waiting outside for that coach. That's how bad I get bitten. I just have blood that mosquitoes tend to love. So this next find was actually a find by Adam, and Adam found these, and ever since he's found them, I've loved to use them. They're great not only for adults but also for kids, and they are these. They're called Mosquito repellent bracelets, and I've got a few of them because we've still got loads left over. And basically they're exactly that. They're little bracelets. I don't know if you can see that. They're little bracelets, and they're elasticated. They remind me of like the hair bobbles that you get nowadays, that you'd obviously put your hair up with, which is what I use from Primark. So if any of you know what I'm talking about, you'll know what I mean. And they do stretch. They're really, really small, so you can put them on younger children. You can put them on your arms, your wrists, your feet, wherever it may be. They come in different colours, so I've got blue, green, orange, purple and pink, and there's just a variety pack that I got sent. They were super, super cheap, and you literally pop them on, and then instead of having to spray your entire body and smell of insect repellent, you've kind of got it. And sometimes if I'm wearing a long dress, I'll pop it around my ankle, sometimes on my wrist. I know for younger children they're not as bothered, but if you're kind of trying to make your outfit look a bit nicer, you can wear them. And yeah, I love using them. I find they work really, really, really well, and they're a really good find if you don't want to be spraying yourself with insect repellent. So the next item I have is a very girly one, and it is this. It is a wet brush. I love wet brushes. I'm not going to delve too much into this or say too much about it. It is basically a brush for your hair, and it works a bit like the Tangle Teezer, but I find that it works more effectively for me and my hair than the Tangle Teezer ever did. I've had this for years now. They're super long lasting. I think I found this actually when Samantha Fairs was talking about one, or it was in a magazine or something like that. I'm sure it was Samantha Fairs that was talking about one, and basically she had one of these. She was recommending them, and I absolutely love them, and I've tried it, used it, it ever since, and it is so amazing. It's just really good at getting the tangles out, and I just find it really, really effective. So if you are the type of person that has really knotty hair when you go to the shower or whenever it may be, try one of these wet brushes because they will be a godsend and save you so much time. Excuse that, my camera battery had died on me as always. So the next item that I'm going to show you is something that you can use all year round. I actually purchased this when I was having Parker, so I got this last year. And I purchased it because when I was going into labour, into pregnancy, the hospitals were so hot, and I get so hot during pregnancies, and in general I just seem to be really hot in general now. But I purchased that then because we was going through like some freak heat wave summer, and it is this. It is an electric fan, and it's a portable one, so obviously it's not connected, and it is so strong. I was going to pick up one of those little mini ones that you get for like £1, and I just knew they weren't going to be effective enough, so I did loads of research, loads of reviews. This came in different colours. I think it came in like pink, silver, white, and lots of other colours as well. I opted for the pink version because I wanted something girly, and it charges via USB. So it charges under here, and I think it's got 2 charging methods, a USB or a micro USB or something like that. And all you do is, it's got 3 settings. It's actually so cool. I haven't used this in ages, and I couldn't believe that the battery was still going on it. It's so good, but it has 3 settings, and this is perfect. You can also hang it up, which means that obviously if you're in hospital, you can hang it like on something that might be nearby, and it's also really handy to hold, so you know you're not going to drop it. And I found this really, really good for being in hospital and in labour, but also it's good for if you're out and about and you need to maybe keep a baby slightly cool or anything like that, or just in general if you want a good little mini handheld fan for in the car or whatever it may be. This is amazing. Again, this wasn't that expensive, and I'll link it below for you, but I would definitely recommend checking this out. There were lots of other versions on there that weren't as expensive, but this one has been an absolute godsend. It's so strong and powerful as well, which I just couldn't believe. So if you're looking or in the market for something like this, or if you're due to go into labour anytime soon, or having a really hot pregnancy, I would definitely recommend trying one of these out. And then my very last item is a baby item, and again, I can't physically hold this because it is way too big and it's downstairs, but I will insert some shots of it for you, and it is a baby ball pit. Now, I wanted one of these for ages. I remember wanting one when Klayton was a baby, so that was about 4 years ago now. I remember wanting one of these, and they're basically grey ball pits, and you can basically, they're in this really nice fabric, so they really kind of go in well with the home, and instead of being like really multicoloured and garish, which is just not me at all, they're grey, quite neutral, and they have some really lovely colours. So the girls' colours comes in like pink and grey and white and pearlescent. The boys' ones can come in grey and black and blue, or you can mix them up however you want. They have a variety of balls and different shapes and sizes and all sorts. So we purchased the grey circular one with 150 balls, which 150 balls was completely enough without fail. I may look to purchase some more in the future when Parker gets a little bit bigger, but for the time being, the mess they make with those, I'm good with that, I'm down with that. And the reason why I loved it so much is because it just goes in with my decor. So instead of, like I said, it being something that I was kind of a bit of an eyesore to look at, because let's face it, children's toys, although they're based and they're coloured for sensory purposes and stuff like that, they are not the most pleasant things to look at, I guess. So I got it from there, and the reason why I purchased it from Amazon, it was the cheapest place I've ever found it. I remember when looking for Klayton, they were like hundreds of pounds, and they were ridiculous, and I was not spending that much money on a ball pit because I just didn't have that much money to waste. And I purchased mine for like 60 or 69 pounds or something like that, including postage and packaging. It was so cheap, and that was with the 150 balls, and I just couldn't turn down a good offer like that. So if you see them, there are so many of them, they're all over Instagram and Facebook and things like that, but Amazon have a great price on them, so I definitely recommend you checking them out, and again, I will link them below for you. Well guys, that is it. They are all my Amazon favourites. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and I hope I've given you some ideas of some things that you can purchase from Amazon that you may not have initially thought of, that will make your life easier, or things that you just really think may help. If you did like this video, then I would love for you to like this video, and I would also love for you to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I post free videos a week on a Tuesday, a Thursday and a Sunday, and I have lots of different content from cleaning and hauls and interior decor and all that jazz. So if you like that, I would love you to come on over and subscribe to my channel and stick with me throughout this journey of motherhood and all sorts. But for now, that is it, and I will see you all again in another video very shortly. Bye guys.
I just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your eyes and tell you that I want you. You know you make me feel so